Good, happy Sunday morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to Politics with Riley King. Let's get started. First up, Trump, Putin discuss 2016 election at G20 summit. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Adam Sexton.
I'm going to say a word, and I want you to know the first thing that comes to mind. Identity. Home. Commitment. Lying. Secrets. Identity. Secrets. Loyalty. Desire. Identity. Secrets. Lying. Home. Secrets. I'm afraid our time's up.
It's an honor to be with you. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, sir.
For the first time as president, Donald Trump talks face-to-face with Vladimir Putin. And according to Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, there was a lengthy exchange about Russian meddling in the 2016 election.
The president pressed President Putin on more than one occasion regarding Russian involvement. President Putin denied such involvement.
Both sides spoke of moving forward, but Senator Maggie Hassan says she's worried the president doesn't fully grasp what happened last year.
I am very concerned that the president fails to take seriously how much of an attack this was on our democracy.
Senator Hassan and her colleagues are taking steps to increase cybersecurity and punish the Russians.
We've passed a bill in the Senate to strengthen sanctions against Russia, and I'm very concerned that the president is seeking to weaken that bill rather than sign it.
Political analysts say while this meeting may have been cordial, Russia's goal is to weaken Western democracies.
Vladimir Putin and the Russians have been looking at a way to deliver a sharp elbow for years now to the United States.
Dr. Dante Scala at the University of New Hampshire says the more this issue divides Americans, the greater the potential for harm, which is exactly what Putin wants.
I think the more that there's partisanship about the issue, the less likely we are to be secure in our elections going forward.
While the election may have dominated the headlines, Presidents Trump and Putin are said to have reached an agreement on a ceasefire in Syria, set to take effect on Sunday. Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
Oh, and there you go on that report. And that was Adam Sexton reporting. Lawmakers approve compromise $40.2 billion state budget. Massachusetts lawmakers approved a compromise $40.2 billion state budget Friday that reduces spending levels to account for lower expectations for tax revenues. North Korea calls U.S. practice bombing run a provocation. North Korea state media have sharply criticized a recent practice bombing run by two U.S. B-1B bombers on the Korean peninsula, calling it a dangerous move, raising the risk of nuclear war. Trump pressed Putin on election meddling, but he denied it. Rex Tillerson says. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
About 7 different websites for booking a hotel. I totally get that. We want to make sure that we get a great hotel for the best price. But why only 7 when there are so many more out there? Next time, before you book, check on Trivago. Trivago compares live prices from more than 150 different websites to make sure that you find the best best price for your ideal hotel. Hotel Trivago.
It was an historic first meeting. President Donald Trump coming face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin at the G20 summit. After months of scrutiny over his friendliness towards Russia and speculation of Russian meddling in the U.S. election, after an over 2-hour closed-door discussion, two world leaders emerged with a momentous announcement.
Scotch brand heavy-duty packaging tape is 40 times stronger. The president is reaching out to shake the hand of the hands-on with Scotch brand and try Scotch moving tape.
I'm delighted to be able to meet you personally, Mr. President.
In their first face-to-face, it was President Trump who made the first move. The cameras capturing the smiling and the small talk, even a back pat. Then it was down to business.
We're going to have a talk now, and obviously that will continue, but we look forward to a lot of very positive things happening for Russia, for the United States.
When the doors closed, the White House says President Trump addressed the big controversy head on, out of the gate, raising concerns about Russia's meddling in the
Okay, and there you go on a look of that video and that report. President Donald Trump was the first to raise the topic on Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. election at his face-to-face meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin during the G20 summit meeting on Friday, which the Russian president denied, according to U.S. Secretary Rex Tillerson. Tillerson also added that interference in the election was first subject Trump raised agenda for the meeting in Hamburg, Germany. And that does it for Politics with Riley King, and I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you back here next Sunday for another edition of Politics with Riley King. Goodbye, everyone.